I'm with Conor Grosvenor, who's a gym owner and trainer and also trains other PTs around social media. Conor, I'll hand over to you to introduce yourself.
Yeah. All right, guys. So my name's Conor Grosvenor. I own a gym. And once upon a time, I started it from scratch pretty much, helping women over 50 get in shape. And I also help other trainers, sort of follow that same model that I followed, from starting from scratch to building a predictable fitness business.
Wow. So what made you start? What got you into the fitness world?
Well, like most people, I wasn't very fit. And like most people, I was doing lots of faddy things. I'll tell you a funny story. When I first started this whole quote unquote healthy lifestyle, where my intention to make the right changes, I'll go for a run and I would come home and I would put a microwave burger in the microwave thinking there's protein in that. I thought that was what I should have. So just goes to show the sort of way, and I look back and I'm thinking, God, what on earth was I thinking of doing like that? But one thing sort of led to another, trying to learn things, what works, what doesn't. And my curiosity sort of led me to going and actually getting qualified in the fitness industry. Because once I figured it out, I felt, I want to help other people experience what I experienced, because it did make a big impact on my life and just how I felt overall.
Yeah. Why did you target women in the 50s in particular? Because they're like me. Old birds.
It's a question actually, now I get asked it more, but, and obviously because I'm not a lady over 50, so it's the sort of thing there. When I first started training, I did have that very sort of, obviously being a young lad, it was that sort of no pain, no gain approach. And unfortunately, it ended up resulting in lots of injuries. And it made me rethink and redo absolutely everything in terms of my training and nutrition as well. So having done that, and I found that those who were actually older than me fitted that sort of style of training a lot better, because I had a very much more slow and more sustainable approach to exercise and keeping it safe. To be honest with you, it's very rare you'll come across a young person who actually will take that in as well. Yeah. If that makes sense. They want it all now. They want it fast. That's not everyone, but if we're just gonna go off averages, that's what you tend to find. And I think a lot of the older generation, especially the female who like to train, I think it just fits better for them. They'll obviously they've got certain joint issues, things like that, and just my style of training just fits a lot better with them. So I found that they tended to stick more. They found more value from what I was giving them. And I just thought, I'm just going to focus on that niche because it's a strength that I'm good at. I'm finding that I'm good at. So I'm just going to stick with it.
Yeah, I know, because I know myself. I use it for, you're right. I have osteoporosis, not osteoporosis, sorry. That was a complete and utter lie. Osteoarthritis.
Yeah.
We have osteoporosis in the family, unfortunately, so it will hit me at some stage. But and I find that I can't do the, the really heavy HIIT sessions because it just hurts. Yeah. But I do use it as a mental check-in as well, because obviously from where I've come out from burnout, I realised I needed something, to give me a check-in every week. So I tend to make sure that I exercise at least 3 times a week.
Yeah.
But on top of that, I am a bit of a foodie. So I do have to go, do you know what? I can be a bit of a pig tonight, but I know that tomorrow I'm going to have to absolutely thrash out in the gym. So what do you do in respect of sort of training regime, in respect of food then? Because I quite often see your posts and go, oh, quite like that.
Yeah. All right. So in terms of, so say, for example, if we had a lady who was over the age of 50 and she's wanting to make that initial sort of transition, in terms of exercises, everything's sort of, but we do, it's always the basics, it's nothing special or fancy. It's just, basic resistance training. And we focus on doing that about 2/3 of the time. Our sessions are based around resistance training, and we do that with what I like to use is time under tension methods. So what you see is sometimes, for example, people will be doing squats really, really fast, or they'll be just sort of smashing them out. I like to focus on just keeping everything slow and controlled as possible. One, it's safer, and 2, you're actually working your muscles and your joints a lot better by doing it that way. So it's a lot safer for people, and you're actually getting a lot more benefit out of that when they're doing the training. And then as for the cardio thing, I like to do it. We always keep the intensity So that's always there, but we make sure that it's low impact. So rather than doing something like burpees, like a lot of people like to get into at the moment, we do.
Yeah, they're absolutely. If my PT says to me burpees, it's just like, fuck off.
Yeah, you know what? I used to do it before because it was more of like anything. It was just more of like a joke that we used to. Even my clients loved to do them because it was all like a running joke, like, oh, if you're late, get burpees and stuff. But I just took them out eventually because it just did more harm than good. There was no benefit exercise-wise. It was more of like it was part of like the banter, I suppose. But eventually I just thought, you know, for some people it's just a no-go. So, for example, punching on the spot, something as simple as that, but keeping that intensity there. So that's how we orientate the training, really. It's just your basic resistance training with a high-intensity type of cardio, and just making sure that they're getting the good balance, but at the same time making sure they're doing it with the right technique and all at the right tempo, so they're not overdoing it. And it's as simple as that.
You also help other PTs, you know, so you do the social side of it. What do you actually do there then?
So what I help with them is primarily is having the right sort of having the right sales advert copy. Okay, so what I mean by that, because that might just be gibberish to most personal trainers, because it was to me, I didn't have a clue what that actually meant. So to give you an example, so you see at the moment a lot of PTs, if they want to get more clients, they'll put a post out, and it'll be a post saying, come and join my session, £25 a session, or £25 for the month or whatever, or message to book for details. Here's what's included, training sessions with me, you know, we've got this facility, we've got that, you know, message for details. And what usually happens is they don't get any people come through, or they might get a few people, or they might get a few tire kickers. And what I mean by that is someone will say like, oh, I'll do it, and then, you know, they're not that committed, and, you know, they're tending to be a waste of everyone's time, you know, yours and theirs. Now, how I can help that, or how I do help that with people, is we fix that copy. So the text that you're putting in, the specific words, and it sounds like it's almost like you're using some sort of hypnosis and manipulation. It's not that, but when personal trainers put out their copy, they're speaking a different language to what their clients wanting to hear.
Yeah.
It's basically about getting yourself on the same language and wavelength as your actual clients. Because a lot of personal trainers will put a post of Arnold Schwarzenegger doing bicep curls, you know, going with some motivational quote, or they'll be posting about the new tracksuit that they got, or their workout. It's all about them. And like you yourself, you'll know this, I'm sure, when you see trainers post, like, that is not appealing to you whatsoever.
I want you to talk to me and hit my pain point.
Exactly. And that's what I help do through the power of text on social media, and primarily Facebook, so that people, it's not even about, you know, the sales pro. You've already made the person realize that they're ready to join with you. You don't even have to go through a quote unquote sales process, because you've spoke the language that clearly to them, that they know as soon as they're ready to change, that they trust you enough, because they know that you're on the same wavelength as them to opt with you, basically.
No, I've got a book actually right here called Words That Sell, and it's the thing that I use because it's about talking to you. I mean, we in the business call it our client avatar, so it's your ideal client. But so many people don't do that. As you said, they talk about themselves, and you're not talking about you, you're talking about your clients.
Yes, absolutely.
So what different words would you use? So you talk about, you know, that when they're talking about their training and they're putting something out, what specifically, you know, do you do differently? You know, what do you do?
Okay, so it would depend on whether I'm using, first of all, like on Facebook, it would depend on whether you're doing it organically or if you're using paid adverts, just in case anyone tries to take information from this podcast, like from this interview. So if I was doing it organically, you could use words like, okay, so rather than saying, come join my classes, or boot camp now open, or something like that. These are things that people do that aren't the best ways to go about it, okay? So get a free diet plan, unlimited workouts with me, constant support. Okay, what I would use is, rather than focusing on the features, focusing on the benefits. And when we're focused on the benefits, explaining to them what that actually means as well. All right, so if I was to put an advert out, I would first target it, like you said there, the avatar. So I would say, you know, ladies 50 plus in this area who are looking to shape up. I wouldn't say lose weight, because Facebook, you can get in trouble if you do that paid. If I was doing it organically, I would say looking to lose weight. So my ideal client has already they've read that, they understand that this post is for them. Okay, so we've already got them with the headline, and the headline is 50% of your entire copy. Okay, you can have an amazing headline and a pretty rubbish copy, and you'll get a lot further than having a rubbish headline and a great copy, because you need to get the eyes on the page.
Yeah,
I would put something like how to get an unfair advantage at losing weight, like above the rest of the crowd, something along those lines. Okay, something where it sparks a little bit of curiosity. Okay, and making sure that those first two lines are really important, because it's going to dictate how much of that copy they're going to read. Make sure that your headline and your subheadline are going to grab them straight away, because if they're not reading the first line, then they're not going to read the copy. And if they're not reading the second line, it's almost like a slide. Every single line wants to be designed for the person to read the next line, every single time, all the way down. So from there, I would go through maybe some pain points, because pain points, especially with sort of a cold audience who don't trust you, then you know, it's about that building that like, known trust, making them understand that you can help them. And that's really important as well, by the way, as well. Don't just be trying to like sell something that isn't going to work. That's the most important thing. So going through the pain points, so it'd be something like going through multiple outfits until one will have to do, or you'd say something along the lines of, so you're going through 3 outfits a day or more, and it's not because you're spilling food on it, it's because that you don't feel comfortable in those clothes. Specific things that they are experiencing. That's because that's exactly what they are doing, and they're going to read that and go, "Oh my God, I am that is me. That is what I'm doing." And then the next one might be, you know, dreading clothes shopping. Okay, something like that, or you know, obviously we've got the coronavirus thing at the moment, but if it wasn't going on, it'd be something like, and you're dreading, you know, going shopping for those holiday outfits. Or something like you haven't got the get up and go to do the things that you want, okay? Because they're feeling sluggish and they're lacking energy as well. You know, my specific audience anyway, it depends. If it was, you know, young men looking to build muscle, you know, your clothes are hanging off you and you don't feel comfortable in them. It makes you feel maybe inferior, something like that, okay? Like these are the pain points of the specific audience. So you've already got their attention with the pain points, and then you sort of dabble in a little bit of what could be, okay? And you would and before you would do that, make a clear point of what happens if those pain points carry on. After doing that, you know, saying something like, in a year from now, you know, things aren't looking much brighter either, okay, with the way things are going. So they're actually, they're consciously thinking, right, I'm in a bad place right now, my habits aren't right there, I am having these problems, if I don't do something now, it's not going to get better. And then by presenting the desires that they have, okay, so, you know, being able to pick whatever outfit you want without having to worry, you know, without having to think about whether it's going to fit okay or not. You know, going clothes shopping and making it a doddle, making it a walk in the park, meaning that's going to be less stress for you, meaning that you can get on with the other things in your life, okay, rather than stressing about how your clothes fit. Having that get up and go so you can actually go and do things and experience life a lot better. So we're going through the desires and what that would mean and how would that benefit their life as well. So it's not just about you're going to fit back in your clothes. It's you're going to fit back in your clothes, and this means X, Y, and Z. It's going to mean that these things are going to be a lot better in your life. Okay. So just going through them things. So going through the pain points, going through the pleasure points, and then establishing how you can actually help with that. So establishing your authority. So once you've done all that, you've got the curiosity, then it's just about, you know, what you have to offer and what you would like them to do, pretty much. Because a copy is just something where you're using words to get them to do something, whether it's watch a video, click the link, message your page. It all has to have a purpose. So I would say, you know, I'm going to go over, and for X amount of years now, I've helped X amount of women over the age of 50 achieve this, that, and the other. This is how I can help you, and this is what I have to offer. Go through the offer and give them a call to action. If you're interested, follow these next steps. Step 1, click this link. Step 2, apply. Step 3, and so on. So it's all about, it's like almost in blocks. So you've got your headline, you've got your subheadline, you've got your fears and pain points, your desires and outcomes, and how you can help and what they should do to.
Did you find this through trial and error, or was this, have you been through the scenario where you're putting things out and you're just getting no response, or, have you found that? Because I know sometimes, I think particularly women, you know, through my own coaching experience, you know, if a man's going to make a change, he'll make a change. You know, it might take longer to make the decision, but when he's made the decision, it's like, bang, right, we're doing it now.
Yeah.
With women, I know myself, we tend to go, I'll press that button. No, I'll hold back. I'll think about it. And, you know, I think we're our own worst enemy sometimes in that respect.
Yeah, definitely. I think you're right there. Like, I think men are very much like, right, I'm going for it. And I mean, we like saying about it there, where I said about like the now what club I just went, right, I'm going for it. Where women obviously like to think, they like to feel about how they feel about this. They like to ponder on it. But this whole copy process, it's just trial and error, and it still is to this day, because the thing is with like adverts and copies is, you know, eventually people do get bored of seeing it, and you've always got to have something new. And the only way you know that is, you know, whether you're getting the results from it as well. So it comes from trial and error. It comes from learning about, you know, ad copy as well, but constantly testing these things, seeing what works, what doesn't work, and just going through that process. And you know, there are a lot of times where it doesn't work, and I've had copies and I've wasted lots of like money on advertising where it's not worked at all. But some of those things that I went through, I remember last January, you would think January would be a great month.
Yeah.
It was a really dry month, to the point where I was like, you know, you second guessing yourself and you're thinking, oh, what's going on? And all it took was, I'd spent loads of money on adverts, and I was like, oh, that just went down the drain. But it was one of the most important lessons like I've had, because the rest of that year was just, once I'd figured out what I'd done wrong, it was an important lesson, and you know, it was just flying from there really. So that year, so yeah, it's a combination of education and application.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's like I find the other thing is that people tend to think that you can give them an instant solution. I know that, you know, when I run my 5-day challenges, I always say the first thing is you will get out what you put in. And the amount of people that don't engage, and you think, you know, you want to gain confidence, you're not going to gain confidence in 5 days. I'm giving you tips. I'm helping you. I'm not saying I'm going to change your life overnight. I'm giving you a taste of what, you know, it could be. And, you know, the first day everybody's going, yeah, I'm here. I'm going to do it all, you know, and then within 3 days it's like, oh shit, this is a bit more difficult than I actually expected. And actually I've got to show up. And I always find, you know, that is huge with people. I don't know if that's the same in your world.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's just in general anyway, isn't it? Everyone wants to get everything by doing nothing, pretty much. And that's what we've got with this whole, like, I mean, the whole craze now is, like, for some reason everyone wants to achieve being able to live on the beach with the laptop and just make absolutely millions of dollars. And it's just,
I can't think of anything worse. I hate sand.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Well, think about this, right? Try like going on holiday when you're on the beach and having to pull out your laptop and do work. I could not be bothered. Like, I wouldn't want to do that. And for some reason, it just seems to be like more and more people think this is like the goal and the outcome of being able to do nothing and have everything.
Yeah, I know. I'm like you. I do find that bizarre. It's like, you know, the amount. I mean, even in the coaching world, you're seeing it more and more. Come and live my lifestyle. And I think, no, I don't want to be sweaty on a beach with a laptop. I'm quite happy in my office, in my little cold world.
It is. It's crazy, and you get that with, you know, fitness. You get people who want to, you know, lose it all overnight, and in the business, people want to be, you know, a millionaire, 6 figures, whatever, overnight. And like, I mean, you know, you can get quick success. There are people who get quick success, and but you know, it just comes down to that can come down to luck sometimes. But for most people, like the 90%, it comes down to just slowly slugging away and figuring out what works.
What do you think is the thing that you can remain that's sustainable in your business? Then, because I mean, obviously, that your world is like mine. It's very quick in the way it's changing. There's a lot more people like us out there. It's, you know, it's what will make you sustainable.
In terms of like standing out from the crowd. I would say what stands everyone out from the crowd is focusing on the niche. Don't try to appeal to everybody, because. So I'll give you an example, right? The town I'm in now, Billingham, I could probably jog from one end to the other in about 30 minutes, right? And and that's a slow pace. It's not big. Just to give you some sort of context of how small this place is. Yeah. I can think of 5 different gyms off the top of my head right now in this area, including mine. Like saturated isn't the word. It's almost too saturated, where the big box gyms are just they're all shooting themselves in the foot, to be honest. We've got Center, which has got everything. Then there's I can think of one. There was another 2 gyms on top of that. One's now closed down, and then there's like a boot camp, and there's gyms and boot camps here, there, and everywhere. Okay, yeah. So what I did what instantly eliminates the competition, and what definitely done that for me as well, was the moment that I went from helping everybody to helping the specific niche that I'm actually good at training. So the moment that you try and help everybody, you're competing with everybody else, because everyone else is trying to help everybody as well. Yeah. So the moment I've realised I'm really good at training women over 50, they get really great. They're the ones who get really great results. They're the ones who see the value most in how I how I set up my programs. And we're going to double down on this and focus on ladies over 50. No one else does that in my area, and I've already eliminated the competition completely.
All right, that's interesting. I know, because I find it interesting that you've actually gone that route. But actually, for me, it's brilliant, because I know, like my PT, he is so important in my life. I couldn't. He even understands me, and he'll give me a dig every now and again and say, right, what have you been doing? I can see that you're hitting. You're getting a bit too busy, which means that you'll start neglecting you. So I make sure that, I train with him every week, and I train other classes in the week. But he, to me, is that, that almost that offload. And, while we're training, we're talking, but he's like you, he takes everything really slow with me. But I can honestly say that the next day I'm like, I think I'm going to die. Although during it, I felt like I'm not really doing anything here.
Yeah.
But the next day I think, God, I obviously did, because this really, really hurts. Do you do any online work then, or much online work?
Yeah, I do train some people online as well. I've got like a small set of clients that I train online, working with them. And it's, again, the same sort of stuff really, but making it a bit more sort of resourceful to them. So most of the workouts are orientated in home. Most of the work, though, is just with the lifestyle habits, just, being more active, making sure that they're on track with the food, and just keeping them accountable, really. I think that accountability and that structure is where probably about 80% of the success really comes from.
Yeah. Do you find it more difficult to PT online in respect of commitment, or do you find that people do find the time?
I've done it when I first tried out in the past. I didn't have as much success, and there wasn't as much sort of retention. And what I realised was we were doing like a weekly sort of call and texting. Now, when I set it up again and it had much more success, what I changed was I had daily check-ins and constantly keeping the like literally like 3 times a day, checking each meal, going through it all. That's what I found was better. And when I doubled down on the accountability, that's when not only did the retention improve, but the results themselves improved as well. Yeah. So yeah, I think online there is a thing for it there. In terms of the exercise, I'm not so sure on not like a traditional sort of strength training routine. I think you should have someone there to check you're doing the right technique, to be honest. But with your basic body weight stuff and just having a more active and healthy lifestyle in terms of that side of exercise, online is just as effective. But ultimately, it depends on what you want what outcomes and results you want, really.
Yeah. Do you think the current climate, with what we're suffering with the good old coronavirus at the moment, will impact you at all in that respect, that you can move more to online, or do you think this will just blow over and we'll just carry on?
I think it will. Like, we've already set up stuff in place. Like, I've already put a message out to my clients. It's been a busy week this week anyway. I don't know whether they just don't like being told to stay indoors or whatever. They're showing up, and there's people as old as in the 70s who come to train. So yeah, like 3 ladies in the 70s in the same class on the morning, and
that's amazing.
Their mindset is, we're just getting on with it. Look, like, is what it is. So, like, I was concerned last week, wondering if it was going to die down. It'd done the total opposite. So I was thinking, right, okay, this wasn't how I expected things to go. But with already, it sort of is online and offline, my business, in a way, because all the support is online. Food planning and stuff is online. and we do workouts for them online as well. So it's only the exercise really. So it's dead simple. We've got a Facebook group, so I said to them, I'll do either live workouts or we'll do smaller group sessions with you all. If I ever had to isolate, I'd just make sure that you've got workouts. So I think I think in terms of my business, I think it's fine. But at the same time, I think a lot of people now are thinking to go all in with the online business. If there was a virus that wasn't so much a physical one, but an internet virus that shut down Wi-Fi, the total opposite would happen and everyone would be going offline. So I was thinking this morning, you know, a lot of people are thinking to go putting all their eggs in one basket. And I'm thinking, I don't know if I'd want to do that, to be honest. I think it's probably better to have a little bit of both rather than going all in, because there's nothing to say that there could be like an internet virus one day where the Wi-Fi gets shut down worldwide. You know, what are people going to do then?
Do you know, I hadn't even thought of that, but you're right. It's it can go completely the opposite, and that's your business gone overnight, isn't it?
Well, practically, if you're all online, then definitely. And I think there's always a place for offline as well. And I think sometimes people get drawn into much, like again, in that laptop lifestyle and thinking, you know, they don't want to do an offline or an in-person like business at all. And again, there's nothing wrong with either, but it's more about, you know, like don't just do it thinking that's the safe option, if that makes sense. Like a lot of people now, trainers, are thinking, oh, I'll do everything online now. This is it. Like we're going to scroll online, and it'll be okay. But the same goes if you lost, you know, if you lost internet connection and we didn't have it for like a month or something like that, we would.
Yeah, absolutely. No trouble. So what's the biggest thing that you enjoy about what you do then?
That's a good question. That is just seeing people improve, really. And then I suppose like there's two sides of it really, because it makes me feel better as well. Like it you know, like it brushes my ego a little bit when I get like, and I like to do that. I like to set myself targets of, right, I'll try and get this many results for people. And not only does that make me feel good, but it also obviously it changes people's lives as well. One of the best things is probably the community with my clients, because they all go out and like they go for meals and they go to the cinemas, and it doesn't even require me. They all have their own like little group chats and stuff like that. And it was something that I never really sort of set out to do. Like I always set out, I remember writing down that I wanted to create a good community within like my business, but I couldn't have imagined it going to the level that it has. And I think that's probably one of the most sort of special parts and parts that I enjoy.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for today. I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate you're busy too. So where can everybody find you then? Because we know you're in Teesside, but online, etc.
So, online, just follow me at if you're on social media. I'm only on Facebook, to be honest. It's probably the only places I post, just because I don't really like I find it a waste of time being on every single platform in the world. So if you just search Conor Grover anywhere on social media, or just like on Google, I'm sure my website will come up. And just follow me there, message me there. And if you're a trainer who's struggling with the PT business, you know, get in touch. If you're a lady over the age of 50 struggling with your health and fitness,
you might get me next.
But just find me anywhere there. Just drop us a message. That's the best place to find me.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Conor. Appreciate it.
Well, anytime.